voices in your head. With every twist and every turn, pulling every single thread. I may have 1,000 names, but in the end they're all the same. I play whatever role you need to guide your way. Welcome to the Matrix, where I am your god. It may be a simulation, but I ain't no fraud. Your joy and your woe, and if the red dress caught your eye, I'm doing something right. Welcome to my world. Let's see who comes out to play tonight.
Welcome back, everyone, to Wyrdgard! We are For the Win, your favorite weekly D&D Wednesday actual play. 2 weeks in a row. What's this black magic you've got going on? Well, you know what? We like you so much, we figured we gotta give you the goods week in, week out. And we should be here again next week. I'm your Dungeon Master, Nick. Happy to be here, as always, joined by 4 lovely individuals who are excellent players, but even better humans. And as they tell you about who they're playing, let's consider your character. What is their favorite video game? Maybe it's the one they've played the most, maybe it's just the one they've enjoyed the most, but what video game is close to their heart? Let's start with the person, gosh, I don't know, who thinks they've played the most, logged the most video game hours here?
In real life? Or
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's got to be.
Scott has an advantage, okay?
Yes, I do. Sorry.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's
Sorry.
fair. I forgot.
Chronologically, there might be an advantage to me.
Scott, take it away.
Hi, I'm Scott. I play Quin. Quin is a Teoran wizard. Quin is a puzzler, so it makes me think of various puzzling games. Close to his heart would probably be Myst. Everybody remember Myst?
You took my choice.
Well, I saw what you were writing, and I decided to just steal it. Yes, sorry. Then I'll pick something entirely different. No, it would be probably Myst. It's got that creepy vibe, but it's really a puzzle game, and I think that would really be of high interest to Quin. Sorry, Sam.
Excellent. Well, we'll give Snatch some time to think of a backup here.
Wait, Nick. So what did you pick for Quin?
Ooh, so I picked games for everybody. Being not that much of a gamer, like I've played probably like 20 games in my life, more than just like very casually. And so I too picked a puzzler, not a game that I've played, but a game that I know is popular and that seems like something Quin would like. I picked Portal.
Oh yeah, yep, it's a good one.
I thought of Myst, but I was like, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, yours would be Final Fantasy, right?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah,
like top 3 video games are in the Final Fantasy family. So let's go next to Ruby.
To me? Okay. Well, I'm Ruby. I play Nosh. And the basic bitch answer that I was going with is Stardew Valley, because that just seems like something he would get into and something he'd play. But the real answer is Barbie Princess and the Pauper from 2004.
Nice.
Because there's cake making activity in there that is the best. And that's also a little bit of me, because I used to play the crap out of that game when I was younger. It is like the most fun. So anyways.
Was that like does that come on CD-ROM?
Mm-hmm. Oh
okay.
yeah.
I'm trying to imagine. I think I know.
And everything.
It's the second time CD-ROMs came up tonight.
I know.
Yeah. Well, we try to pepper your old tech in there, Scott. Bring out the nostalgia.
It was the old CD, and you inserted it, and it took
3.5-inch
forever to
floppy.
load. Not the floppies. Weren't that
So
old.
my answer for Nosh, I don't remember exactly what it's called, But I remember as a child at my cousin's house, he had a Nintendo, the clamshell one. Which one was that? Like the Game Boy that was like the clamshell.
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking
XP?
about.
Maybe.
No,
But there
Was it a Nintendo?
It's not
Yeah,
the Game Boy
yeah.
Advance. It's not the Game Boy Advance, but it's the other Game Boy, the flip one that was right before.
Well, yeah,
that
the one that was you open it up and it's
That's Game
the
Boy
DS?
Advance. No, is it the Advance Flip or is it the DS?
I think it's the DS.
I don't know.
The
But there was
future.
a shitty little side-scrolling SpongeBob game that was just
Yeah.
like fun and easy playing, and something that I feel like Nosh, like in between cooking, which is like I've got 10 minutes to spare here, bust out the
Oh,
the
yeah.
Nintendo. and-
100%. Like right next to the oven, something's baking, and he's just.
for sure.
My
right.
22-year-old still plays Pokemon Go on DS, on the DS, like religiously.
Wow. Okay.
Not
Nothing
sorry,
wrong
not
with that.
Pokemon Go, Pokemon Gold or Silver or one of those.
Is it yellow, like
I
original
don't
yellow,
know. I
or
don't
is
know
it
what it
gold?
is.
Because they're different.
And Pokemans.
Yeah.
Speaking of Pokemans, up next, Matilda.
Don't know why I'm a Pokemon, but
The
okay.
sword.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Matilda. I play Catriona. She's a statue woman who likes to punch things. Game that she's logged the most hours on would probably be Angry Birds. It's like on her phone. But actual video game, like sit down and play, probably Doom.
Very good.
That makes
answers.
sense.
I could totally see that.
Yep.
Just hours upon hours of Doom.
Like maybe she got into it with like the speed running, and so she does the ridiculous speed run races with it.
My answer for Catriona was Tetris because blocks.
I was thinking Minecraft for the same
And-
reason.
Oh yeah.
Made her so one-dimensional.
Well, I could also see her doing like the speed tapping thing with the the
Oh,
controller, and just
yeah.
like she's like so focused on it, like become an expert in it.
See, my thought for Nosh was Overcooked.
And that's on the list.
I don't-
Overcooked was
I
on
don't
there,
know
but
that
I personally get very frustrated, and Nosh likes to enjoy cooking, so I feel like Overcooked would probably just. They'd probably still play it though. Definitely would still play it. Yeah. Be a gamer on the side, a chef and a gamer on the side.
Snash, did we give you enough time?
No, not really, but I'll pick something else.
Okay,
Sorry.
last up we've got Snash.
I guess I'll just go with like unpacking.
Ooh, I played a little bit of that.
Yeah, something. No people. No fighting. Just learning little bits as you go.
Very nice. Very wholesome. This is one that I don't think anybody could have predicted for my prediction. It's not a prediction. No, I know no one would say this, but there is a game called My Child Lebensborn, which the premise of the game is you are a child in, I believe, Denmark, of a like Danish woman and Nazi soldier, and it's like post-war, and it's basically like this child is like your little Tamagotchi, and just like very sad and confused and doesn't understand why everybody is like so mean and cruel.
I don't think Harlow would play a game related to her trauma.
Fair.
I think she would find escapism versus.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not sure why, but I could see Harlow liking Stray.
Ooh.
Oh, I could 100% see Harlow loving Stray. That would definitely be something right up Harlow's alley.
Yeah, like adventure, but not like combative
No,
adventure.
or Unravel. That would probably be another one, because Unravel's all about recovering the memories. I don't know if you ever played Unravel or Unravel 2. That would definitely be something.
I have them both in my library. Have never
Unravel
played
2
them.
is a lot.
What? You haven't?
I don't have fucking time for video
That's
games.
fair. But if you do, it is so
man,
much fun.
Your Discord says otherwise.
Wait. Hold on. Yeah, Matilda's right. Your Discord does say otherwise.
I have to pick and choose my moments.
Well, if you ever want a relaxing, nice music one, Unravel is a good choice. It's very chill and it's very enjoyable. And I streamed it and loved it. So.
Well, that was enlightening, both in terms of your decisions and also how little I know about video games as a result. But let's jump into a game that we all know well, and that is D&D in our wonderful world of Wyrdgard. Last time we played, you all proceeded from the cave of Ephraim, the cursed mouse folk turned beast, and spent some time trying to figure out where to go, following this blight of the forest for a time until you discovered wagon tracks that eventually led to a site of a divination ritual that was seemingly interrupted, as well as some effigy and footprints, and you intuited that it must have been Quin's mentor and Catriona's mentor in the same place, maybe not at the same time, but maybe not so far off from each other. And the connection, not entirely sure, but you're confident you know where that wagon ended up, having been there previously. You ultimately decided time was of the essence if you were going to save Pippa and fix what was going on here, though, as someone noted, you could have just said bye and carried on. But your curiosity and your search for answers got the better of you, and you headed deeper into the blight, where eventually you reached a, Quin might call it a grove, or a layperson, maybe Quin wouldn't, but a layperson certainly would, but a blighted grove at that, with the remnants of a tremendous tree that, as you drew closer, prompted a vision in Quin of a Teoran woman, aged, being burned in some sort of ritual by a huddled group of small folks that intuited maybe were mouse folks of old. And as the vision faded, a horrible shrieking emitted, and a beast of shadow and branch and angles attacked, and ultimately you prevailed, though Catriona is certainly worse for wear, and the minions that it had summoned, wrapped in bark but skeletal bones within, faded as well, or at least became inert as well. And Catriona saved due to Nosh reaching in and plucking a barbed black seed of some sort from the lining of her stomach. And all is well, question mark? Who's to say? You're gonna find out. Let's begin!
I really don't like that description.
Hey, Kat, do you want your baby seed that I fished out of your stomach?
Sure.
There you go.
Oh shit, okay. She like holds up a corner of her robe to catch it. She doesn't want to touch it again.
It came out of you.
Well, not willingly.
That's fair. It wasn't put in there willingly.
It's like your baby.
Well, I don't. Well, Catriona wouldn't actually maybe know that.
Can effigians get pregnant?
I was going to say, I don't think that's how babies work, but I don't think she'd have any idea.
How do babies work?
Okay, Rob. We're not going to have the conversation right now.
I
Nosh
think
is
we
feeling
should
very
have
hurt.
this conversation. I would like to know.
I mean, we can have this conversation later, but Kat and I are pretty
we are
damaged.
on like a time clock, right?
Yeah, and
Let's head back
I've
to the
fallen
village.
twice.
There's two people over here. We should probably see
Yeah.
if they're okay.
Also, Quin.
Wait, there's two. What
Yeah,
happened to the
there
ones that you
there's
guys
some-
killed?
I don't know.
There's two mice folks stuck in the roots of the tree.
Oh,
Are they like still dying? Over
Roll a medicine check here, Quinn. There's a Dr. Quinn medicine woman joke in here somewhere.
No, there isn't. I'm going to guide myself there as well. All right. Well, it's going to be low regardless.
Oh, Quin.
Ooh.
You feel the presence of a woman on the frontier guiding your hands. As you're looking, you see that these two mouse folk are. They look like very similar to how you saw Pippa, but just in a much further progression of whatever this is. You thought that maybe that was the fate that awaited Catriona, but they are just covered in lacerations that are these black thorns are jutting out there. They seem to be unconscious, if not outright dead. The smaller of the two is like half sunk into the earth at the base of these roots. The larger one is a little bit farther out, but they don't stir at your approach.
Hey, Ra, little buddy, my best friend.
Yeah.
You want to go in there and try and burn them out and get rid of those so we can try and yank them out of this hole?
Quin, do you?
This is pretty dry wood. I'd be a little careful about setting it on fire.
Oh, he's got a delicate touch.
Quin, do you have any recommendation for dealing with the blight? You kind of knew what this was.
I'll say that when we find groves that have been blighted, it's too late. But we don't see a transformation like this. So in Teorans, we just effectively die.
So your recommendation is?
I think we try to get the seed out of these mice the same way we did with you.
Wait, do I need to
possible.
reach down somebody else's throat again?
I don't know. These are much smaller throats. Would it even be possible?
I don't know. Maybe.
So I'm not burning?
No, not yet. Give us a sec. If
Okay.
Quinn says it's dry, then there might be a chance that it'll just all go poof, and they might die.
Yeah, can we just hack them out? Cat, can you dice a path here through these roots, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
Carlo, can you help cut
Anna
him
will
out too?
just start smashing her way through these dry roots with her hammer.
And as you start smashing into them, you see that the roots start to retract a little bit, and the smaller of the two sinks into out of sight, and the other is pulled further in.
Cat stops mid hammer swing and looks over at Quinn. It's should I keep going, or
Can I burn it now?
So when you say it sinks out of sight, into the roots or into the ground?
Looks like as you're peering that there is a little bit of space, with a little canopy that the roots are forming, that there is perhaps space underneath them hollowed out.
Maybe Rock can go in and check it out?
I mean, yeah.
could Moss swing? She's not fiery.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
not sending the fire into the dead
Well,
tree
Ra knows when not to burn. He's
to
a good
rescue
boy.
the unconscious mice.
Okay, that's fair.
Also,
can
you can
try that.
talk to Moss swing from
That's
far
true.
away.
All right, so I'm going to see if Moss can kind of make her way through the branches to try to get a bit closer to the mouse.
Okay. So there is so she can wend her way through. She can hover above, no problem. And the roots aren't reacting as she's above them. What do you want her to do?
Does she see, are they actually being held in place in some way? Can she see both mice at this point, or is it still just the one?
It's just the one. The one that was kind of seemingly dragged beneath the roots is out of sight. But as she peers, she would be able to see in this space here, which I removed a section of the wall, that there is seemingly a hollow to this tree. But in looking at this larger of the two mice, it looks as if these roots are both wrapped around and piercing through. It's almost hard to tell where mouse ends and tree begins in some places.
So Quin's going to touch one of the roots or a branch or something again. See if he can get a sense of, is this even a living tree at this point?
Quin, as you reach down and touch, you feel this thrum of energy pulse through your wooden fingertips up your arm and down back through your leg, and just kind of reverberating at the ground beneath your feet. But the root that you touch shrinks back a little bit.
So as I get closer to the tree, to the stump, does it clear a path? Is it
It
of
is
retracting?
moving away from you.
Okay. Is it moving away from everyone or just me as I approach?
It certainly moved away from Cat's hammer, but it's I don't know what everybody else is doing at this moment.
I was gonna say we're all probably just staring and watching Quin very attentively.
All right.
At least I know Nosh would be.
I'm gonna make my way toward what appears to be some sort of an entrance. See if the path clears.
The roots give way around you. Back at the other side of the root wall here, Nosh, you hear doom 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 in your head, and suddenly words. Greetings, Nosh, from the Frontier Dispatch. You have an inbound message from Dion. Do you accept?
Accepted. And Nosh says this out loud right next to Harlow.
And you hear in your voice, "Hey, lil bro, guess I should have written this down before I started talking. My bad. Anyway, I'm just calling you to say..."
Oh, shit. And I'm just gonna wait, kind of like my head is now tilted to the side with like both ears kind of like listening up towards the sky. Just like, is that it? And I say that out loud.
And as you're waiting, about 10 seconds pass and you hear, doo doo doo. Greetings, Nosh, from the Frontier Dispatch. You have an inbound message from Dion. Sender possesses insufficient funds to complete transaction. Do you accept the charges?
It's a collect call.
And
Accept
suddenly
charges.
you hear, calibrating, please hold.
And like you see Nosh's head, just like a dog, just like Harlow next to Harlow, just like the eyes aren't even focused in front. Nosh is just kind of like ears swiveling, trying to understand what's going on.
And
I'm the only one that can hear this, right?
After about 10 seconds or so, there's a little glowing patch on the ground in front of you, a small circle about the size of your foot, and inscribed in the center of it is the number 28.
Yeah, son of a. And Nosh just like pulling his pack around and like kneeling on the ground and pulling his money pouch out, and he starts counting out 28 gold, like right there next to Harlow. Just
What
like
are you
starts
doing?
placing there.
What?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I'm getting a call and I gotta pay for it. My idiot brother doesn't have enough money. I keep going back to counting out the coins.
A what?
It's a collect call.
What? So you have to
Like,
pay
the
him?
Frontier Dispatch.
You have to pay your
messaged
brother?
No, I have to pay the dispatch to receive
Who's the
message.
dispatch?
The Frontier Dispatch. You know, messengers that run up and down the. Yeah, you might actually.
Wait, are
know
you
what I'm talking
talking to the Frontier Dispatch or are you talking to your brother?
The Frontier Dispatch is communicating a message to me from my brother.
Why wouldn't your brother just call you?
Because he's stupid. No, he doesn't have the capabilities to. It's not what he majored in. And I add the last 5 coins and like slide it into the thing, and then
That's
put
a
my
lot
money
of
pouch out.
gold. Are you sure it's not silver or that they're asking for?
Well, I need to make sure I actually hear what he says. So
And as you put the last of your gold pieces in, you hear his voice. My bad. Heard rumor of Fox running around First Fall with spatula. Stay safe. In place called Stonebridge for stuff. Find me if you need anything. You can tell he was very carefully counting out his words.
I can tell he was doing the finger thing. I can just
Yeah.
see it in person. I'm gonna wait a second to make sure that was all he said before I say anything. Is that all he said? Did I get anything
You're
else?
not hearing any more.
Is the gold gone?
The gold, yes, is gone.
Okay. And this is just Ruby. Tell me where he said he was again.
He said Stonebridge.
Oh, he's over in Stonebridge, the idiot. Why is he over in Stonebridge? Oh, no.
He said for stuff.
That is always the answer he gives. So that does not surprise me. Lord have mercy. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Is this normal? Like, does this happen a lot?
And Nash is gonna stand off in Decibel. And no, I mean, we don't normally use the Frontier Dispatch to message each other. Usually we just end up seeing each other back at home when our
But
paths
the
cross
messaging back and forth in your head thing is normal?
Yeah, that's normal-ish.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
It's
okay.
it's you get someone to cast the use magic to send the message in a sense instead of having it physically delivered like on a piece of paper that can directly send it to you instantaneously type
So-
thing.
They have to know you to call you?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
Actually, I don't know. I think they just have to know where you are and like kind of reference to where they are, and they're
Oh.
able to cast it out towards you.
They know where you are when they call
No,
you?
like if they know like kind of the immediate area you're in, it's kind of like throwing out a net and making sure you hit I think. I'm not very good at that type of stuff. You probably should ask Quinn for more details.
Okay.
I'm be honest, Dion, you dick. I do not often do that, nor do I often receive messages from my brother in such a fashion. But the idiot's in Stonebridge, so that's. Yeah. We'll talk about that more in a bit after we figure out what's going on down here.
So Quinn, probably oblivious to this, as the immediate focus for you is, these roots giving way for you. What are you doing?
I am making my way toward what appears to be the opening in the tree.
Okay, so that would be about yonder. You should be able to
I would like to follow
work your way through
Quinn
there.
into
Okay.
the tree.
Yeah, you can see that as he passes, the roots like start to move a little bit again, but they're not like immediately closing. Quinn, did that teleport you?
It appeared to, yeah.
Okay, you want Moss to come too?
Sure. I'm lonely.
I'm so lonely. Okay, and so inside, after working your way through a network for a short while, you reach a small hollow, maybe 40 feet wide, roughly circular shaped, and you notice in the center of this space, it's only about maybe 15 feet high at the center of this chamber, with natural roots ceiling above you, but occupying the center of this space is a stone basin about 2 feet tall, and it is burning blue flame.
All right. Is Cat hot on my heels here?
At you continuing? Did it not let
I'll
you
just
go?
sort of wave at the other two.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Come on then. And then there we go.
All right. While everybody's coming in, I'm gonna maybe an Arcana check. It's obviously the blue flame is not natural, right? So it's
Oh, certainly.
indicative of some sort of magic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead and roll Arcana.
I will guide myself.
Just going to get rid of all those walls so you can get
15.
yourself in there if you choose.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
23.
With a 23. Yeah, I mean, undoubtedly magical by the look of the basin. You don't see any fuel because it looks like it's just filled with ash. A heap of it. The basin itself is deep. And you do notice as well that there is an inscription carved into this stone, but it looks, from what you've seen of Nimish, the language of Namasi, but it looks quite old. And
So it's not a language
you
I
unfamiliar.
recognize or can understand?
it definitely seems like it's at least like a Nimish related language, but it's not one that you would be able to interpret on your own.
Yeah, and I don't have comprehend languages either.
I
Remind
won't
me,
touch anything.
is that one of the spells?
Where is he, by the
on-
way? Because I can't see
Fenrattum?
him right now.
Oh, he's right here.
Oh, thank you. I was like, I know I brought him in here. I just can't see him.
So it should say what spell. Ooh,
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't.
not. Sorry.
It does not list the spells.
Can I?
It does when you click on it. It lists the spells. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, this isn't creepy and
Yes, Kat?
ominous.
Can I see if the fire responds to the manipulate fire cantrip?
Yeah. So what do you try to do?
I didn't want to place it. Okay, whatever template. I want to just test it to see if it does anything at first. See if it can sort of like get a little brighter and then dimmer.
And so this is still a new bit of magic for you. But instantly, as you try to manipulate this fire, something feels very wrong. I need you to roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh, I'm going to be so good at that.
She charismatic, folks.
Just very much. It's fine. Oh, yes.
You feel this just vibration moving up your arms and across your torso, and it feels like you are about to shatter. What do you do?
I stop. No. I stop trying to play with the fire.
You stop trying. Roll another charisma save.
Amazing. Is there like an equivalent of like stop, drop, and roll? Can I like hold myself together?
Don't worry, Nick would never amputate an
Sure.
arm. You're fine.
Sure.
Can I like try and hold myself together? Is that a
Yeah,
thing?
yeah. I'll give you advantage on this roll if you're like doing the like no stop magic.
This is. You said charisma check or saving throw?
Charisma saving with advantage.
Amazing.
Okay. Believe it or not, 10 was your number, so
Oh,
yeah. This wasn't designed to be a crazy high check.
Myself together.
You do your bear hug of yourself, stop, drop, and roll. That magical connection severs, but you still feel that vibration sort of lingering, and it was not pleasant, to say the least.
Kat, are you okay?
Don't touch the fire.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna to, but you're hugging yourself pretty tightly there. You all right?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Hey, Nosh, this looks
Huh?
like there might be some Namasi writing around the outside of this bowl. Is this anything you can read?
I can come over and take a look. What am I looking at? Where am I looking?
Nasha, as you look around the basin here, at the top inscribed around, it definitely is Nimish, but it looks old. It's kind of like picking up a copy of Shakespeare's work, and where it's like you recognize words and even phrases and sentences, but It's like just the style feels a bit old. So I'll send to you what it says.
It's that's a bit old. Definitely long past. We don't write or speak in this way anymore. I can try. All right. So, by flame we gift that worth be stilled. Should I be reading this out loud, Quinn?
Yeah, please.
Okay. This flesh,
backs
this
up what he
soul,
said.
and a hush be spilled. And you see, like, Nosh is like using his finger just to like kind of keep track of where he is. Ne root shall claim, ne wind unlace. Yeah. Till seed do swell and season grace. Yeah, that's what it says. What did I just say?
And if you took the time to like repeat stuff, and I imagine you got some transcribers there, you would all this is the
Yeah.
inscription as interpreted by Nosh.
I mean, it's not perfect because, like I said, it's pretty old. But that's kind of best I could give you guys of what it says.
Hey, Nosh, where's Harlow?
I thought Harlow was right behind me. She's right next to me a second ago. She's outside then if she's anywhere. Ra, you want to go check on her, little buddy?
Speaking of Harlow, back on the surface,
What up?
what are you doing?
Well, I was talking to Nosh. I guess I'll follow Nosh in.
Oh, okay.
Nosh just leaves me.
I didn't know if you had something that you wanted to do up there.
Well, after I finished explaining message to the very minimal best of my ability, I just said, just nodded to the hole and started following after Cat and Quin. So
Yeah, Harlow's learned something about people talking into your head.
wait, when did
It
we learn that?
works like a collect call. Does that mean there's a magical operator connecting people?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
You
Like
got
the
it in
wires
one.
and the switchboard.
Yep. Because I got connected to twice. It was a very awkward feeling.
So, Snash bringing Harlow down.
Yeah.
All right, I can help you out there. Navigate the space. I think it's like dark for some reason right there. Okay, you good? Okay, the gang's all here.
Oh, it's very very old. Strange phrase. Again, I'm not sure how accurate it is that of what I've shared, but it's about as close as I can get it to.
So do we need to plant a seed or do we need to put this out? Can I look around if there's anything else in this trunk?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check.
No.
Catriona, you do notice that this stone basin, stone. It does look like pretty old, not as old as like the faceless one or anything like that, but there is like a pretty serious layer of dust that seems to be like clinging to all of it, but the ashen reservoir that is currently burning bright blue.
Can I look for any other Nimish or old Nimish writing on the tree or around or under the bowl or at the base of it? Is there anything else that I might have missed?
Yeah, I guess just so describe what you're doing as you move about.
So I'll probably circle the bowl, looking up and
Okay.
down, and see if I see any additional writing or even something that looks faded or dust covered. And then if I'm not seeing anything there, I'll then kind of go over to the walls and just start walking slowly, looking kind of up and down as I move left to right in the circle, you know?
Okay. So with your 15, you notice two things. It does look like there's something like at the bottom of the pedestal that this of this basin that is dust covered. You're not sure what. It looks like it is on kind of various spots at just off the ground. But it also looks like there's something in the ashes. Like you're seeing a little sliver of something white.
And are these ashes lit, or is this just like the dust and ashes down near the bottom?
So the ashes that are collected in here, they are surrounded by these blue flames.
Are the flames hot?
Well, we shouldn't
Quin-
mess with them.
They are not hot. They are as you draw closer to them, they seem to be having an endothermic reaction, sucking heat into them away from the environment.
Can I start dusting off the stone and under it?
Kat, as you start dusting off the stone, two things. You see that in that spot where that Nosh had pointed out that there are gemstones. In this light, they look blue. That you're not sure if that's the case. There's 4 of them. One to the north, one to the south, one to the east, one to the west. And they're roughly the size of like those gemstones that you have in the handle of your hammer. Perhaps slightly larger. But more significantly than that is suddenly there is more light in this space. First, it is just a small speck here, a second there, a third, a fourth, a fifth, hovering mid-air, growing and growing and growing, and soon they take shape. And you see 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 spectral, translucent, blue mice. 3 feet tall. And eyes just voids, black.
So Quin's going to try to actually communicate with the one next to him. So, hello, can you hear me?
The circle cracks, yet stands, is what Nosh would hear in Nimish.
And we just hear like basic gibberish of a foreign
Yeah.
language. That's exciting.
And Nosh will probably reply, "What circle?" in Nimish.
What hath stirred the ash unbidden?
I'm going to cast Mage Hand and have the hand actually go into the flame.
Okay.
Let's see if anything occurs.
I'm gonna back up a little bit.
You send your mage hand into the flame. Quin, roll a charisma save.
Here we go. Nice.
You feel like this energy channeling through as your hand sits there in the flames, but it remains.
And while Quin's doing that, Nosh is going to be looking at the mouse like right in front of him and be like, "Nothing has stirred the ash. Nothing should be bitten." And he says this in Nimish in like a very questioning way, not understanding exactly what the creature meant, trying to get more clarification.
The
And Nosh even
roots,
goes, explain.
the roots must drink of that which blood recall, else all wither and die.
So I'm gonna have the mage hand slowly try nudging some of the ash away from whatever this white object is in the ash.
Okay,
And
roll
then-
another charisma save.
Oh boy.
Well, Quinn is playing with the fire, and then I'm pretty sure what it is, it might now be bones.
That's
Are
what
you
I'm
saying that your blood of your kin
Nice.
needs to be sacrificed, or else everything will wither and die?
Nay, murder this was,
Murder.
but
Murder.
needful. We were sore afraid. And Quinn, as you part the ashes with your hand, you see a intricately carved, though very shallowly carved, porcelain white mask.
And then Nosh says, "So were you all murdered?" And like almost pokes through the spirit that's standing in front of Nosh.
We keepeth the basin fed, that the field remembereth rain.
You keep the basin fed so the field will never drain? Is that what he said?
He said, remembereth rain.
Remember rain. Oh gosh. Okay. Nosh is gonna turn and then seeing Quinn's mage hand poking and be like, "I wouldn't do that if I were you. Leave it alone."
Quinn, what do you do?
There's so much of me just
Yes.
wants to yank that mask out of there.
Did
Hold
Nosh-
on.
Hang on. Did Nosh say that? Are you only speaking in Nimish, or are you?
I've
thinking
only
aloud?
been speaking in Nimish. I've just now turned around and I'm about to talk to you, and I see Quinn poking at something. I'm like, "Don't do that. Hold on." So, just I need you to breathe, Quinn. I know what you're doing. I know what you're thinking, my friend. Hold the breath. Just hold your boots. They said the circle cracks yet stands. What have stirred the ash and bitten? They've said that the roots must drink of that which blood recall, or else wither and die. Murder, this was not needed. And then what was the last little bit that he said right there at the end, Nick? Because my brain's a little tired.
Oh, it said, we keepeth the basin fed, that the field remembereth rain.
We keepeth the basin fed. We keepeth the basin fed.
So
Quinn, what are you doing?
you're saying I should grab this mask. That's what you're saying.
Remember. I didn't say that! Remembereth rain. There's something we're missing here. I don't know what it is, but we're missing something. It's what are you wait, hold on. Are you saying you're gonna grab a mask?
Yeah, there's some sort of porcelain mask at the underneath the ash here.
Does that in any way look familiar to you?
Nick, is this at all related to the vision that I saw before?
That's what I was about to
Yeah,
ask.
You
there
didn't
was some-
see it in the vision, but roll a history check and a charisma save. I guess this would actually be a roll a religion check, not a history check.
religion check. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna guide myself.
Hey-o.
Don't even need to. 21
Okay.
or 25.
Back to back. Oh, that was 3 minutes ago that you got the nat 20. Still back to back. So go ahead and roll the charisma save too.
No.
Yes.
Row.
All right, I'll take it.
Okay. Holding on, but you're finding it harder to maintain the hand within this space. Quinn, if you're not mistaken, this mask looks a lot like one that you know people throughout, maybe more superstitious folks in the continent use as part of a rite for like safekeeping the dead. The name that is coming back to you is the Rite of Eternal Silence.
All right, I'm going to drop the mage hand.
You drop the mage hand.
Yeah.
Can I turn back to the ghost and in best image I can manage? You keep the basin feds. If you were to not keep the basin fed, would those that reside here no longer receive rain? Would the fields become desolate and ash?
Aye.
How can we stop? Do you know how we can stop that from happening? Or is there a way to stop all of this so that balance is returned?
'Twas told unto us, the green god waketh but when fed. Thou seekst to help, aye.
Nash was like, do we want to help these people? He asked, not Nimish, out to the others, because they said that they keep the basin fed so that the fields will remember the rain. But obviously, if they don't feed the basin, the rain that the current...
No, they didn't say remember rain.
Yeah, they said
Not
remember.
what you translated. They said remember thrain.
I thought you said rain.
This is what I said.
Remembereth rain. Okay.
Remembereth rain.
Remember.
It sounded remember thrain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to go back and forth. We keep
Fair enough.
the basin fed so the field remembereth rain. Which is hard to say, but they're saying that if this were to not be fed, that the fields would not remembereth rain. Which is hard to know if they mean that no more rain would come, but they also answered my question when I asked, would the field turn to ash? And they said, aye. Yes, they confirmed that the fields would turn to ash. And then they asked, do I want to help? And I didn't respond yet because I wanted to ask you guys, because it seems like kind of an undertaking to help them. Because this is a little bit more...
How do we help?
I can ask. I turn back. What would need to be done to help?
If thou seekst to help, take up our charge, feedeth the basin.
What does the basin need to be fed? You mentioned earlier that the roots must drink of that which blood recall. Does the basin need to be fed blood, or is there something else which the basin needs to be fed?
Bring him of twig and leaf upon the flame. As it was before, so shall it be again.
Twig and leaf. Okay,
Suddenly,
so
Quin puts himself up against the wall and casts an illusion to disappear.
Quin. Wait a second. Quin, where'd you go? Need your help. Quin! You turd.
Yeah.
Okay, look. And we're not saying it to you.
We gotta...
Burn quick.
What about the thing out there?
That's what they're asking for.
Yeah, are they asking for
outside?
Did
the creatures
the body
outside?
stay of that creature, or did it just sort of disintegrate?
Wasn't that
Oh,
one
it
more like a ghost? But are
faded
the
to
other
shadow.
twig creaturey things there? Still, like
They
they
are.
stopped and frozen like statues. So is that what they meant, maybe?
Okay. Is
I
there
mean-
a chance that helping them is gonna just like maintain the blight?
That's what I'm gonna ask. If we take up your charge and continue to feed, is this going to last forever? Or is there a way to take up your charge by resolving this and no longer feed this thing? Just
And-
trying to...
They repeat
Oh,
what they
God.
told you last.
Well, they don't know.
I
They're
just-
kind of stuck in a loop.
It kind of seems like that thing causing the blight, and I don't know if we should be helping that.
Yeah, I just wonder though if the balance would be restored if we did just let it come to pass. You know what I mean? Because from ash, things can grow. I mean, things can move on and take form, and the people there can move to a better area, even if the fields no longer remember Ithrain. I feel like that's not a problem, but
Could you ask them how to get rid of the seeds?
yes. And I'll turn and say, what do we need to do to get rid of seeds? And I'm going to wave at Kat to hold up her seed.
No,
And then
I'm
point
not
at it.
showing them that.
That have already been planted.
Oh, okay. And then I'm going to reiterate that it have already been planted.
Let not the roots be shorn again. No seed go fallow when we bring this rain.
No seed go fallow.
Mhm.
So are you saying they no longer should be cutting the trees?
I think there's two different. They're not helping the grove. They're helping the mice's farms. Like they're like sucking the life out of this grove to make sure their farms stay fertile.
Is that what you're thinking? Is that what you're getting? Which would make
Yes.
sense.
That's what
Nosh,
I think.
could you ask them when the last time was the flame was fed?
Yeah. When last did the basin be fed? I'm starting to talk like you. I don't want to do that. Why am I doing that? Oh my gosh.
I love it. And
That's
their
how
response
close we are.
is, we be dead, we know no time, yet bound we are,
They don't know.
and shall not be swayed.
They're dead. They can't be swayed.
I'm just
Right.
wondering if it's like a sacrifice every 300 years is required, or is it like every third season? It was a
What
lot
about
of
the
dust,
one?
dust
Yeah.
built up around the basin, right? So presumably,
What
it
about
hasn't been
60 years ago? Because wasn't the creature we found turned 60 years ago?
used? But was that a
Correct.
sacrifice, or was that just?
That was a seed
Okay.
being planted.
It's like what happened to Pippa. Or
Almost happened to Cat.
Okay.
Okay, so
And I-
they want us to agree to take their spot and feed this fire with Quin or his ilk.
I'm not volunteering for that.
I'm not volunteering you. I want to make that very clear.
That's not going to happen.
I'm not saying it should. I'm just
I
saying
will-
that's what they're saying they want us to do.
I will
Then we'll
happily
be stuck
contribute.
here.
I'll happily contribute some good berries. That's about it.
But I don't. Hang on. Everyone is missing the point of we would be stuck here as ghosts feeding this fire.
Oh, we don't
That's
want
what
that
I
either.
was thinking. We cannot
Let's
stay.
not do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can't stay. This needs to end. I feel like this is no reason for this to continue. Their field should still flourish.
Ask them what happens if the fire goes out.
Okay. I'm going to turn and say, what happens if the basin is not fed and the fire goes out?
The sun shall cleave the grounds, all seed shall perish, for it drew first breath, leaf will curl in sorrow.
Okay.
So the mice will have to find somewhere else to farm.
Yeah, but that's not the worst thing in the world, right?
It's either they have their people continue to die or they find a new farm.
Well, all
Yeah.
seed will perish. Is that referring to the seeds that have been planted in these that are
Ask for
changing
them
the
to
mice?
explain it in a little better terms.
Hey, Harlow,
Which
these things are
seeds?
ghosts. I'm just worried that they're not going to understand what I'm saying.
Ask
anymore.
if it's tummy seeds or ground seeds.
You got it.
Love it.
The seeds that will perish, are they the ones that have been planted in Namasi's stomachs? Or is that the ones that have been planted in the ground?
What? They seem confused by your question.
First time I stumped a ghost. Yes! Nashan was just
and-
excited.
And their response is, we sang her into ash with clean and faithful hearts. The harvest did come after.
Wait, hold on. She, Quin, and I'm going to point over to him real quick. Was it a female?
I think we know
Aorin.
that, right? That it was
Yeah.
a female that was sacrificed.
Is that from the vision, Nick? Can you confirm that the vision?
Yeah, I mean, Quinn. That's
Okay.
what Quinn saw.
I'm going to immediately turn back. You sacrificed a female Aorin so that your crops would grow well. Yes or no?
She burned, aye. Yet in burning, she became more.
Was she willing?
I don't think they care about that, Nosh.
Point.
What do they mean by more, Nosh?
The drought heedeth not good or ill.
Wait. I need more. Keep explaining. Because this is not making any sense. You're not making us want to assist you in
Wouldst
any way.
thou weigh grain against guilt?
Yes! 100%.
Nosh.
Grain is not worth guilt.
Nosh, don't anger the ghosts that we're surrounded by.
Okay,
baby.
fine. You want to talk to him?
I'm
Nash
just-
looks back at you.
We can't.
Okay.
Just
Sorry.
don't yell at
This is
them,
a little
maybe.
frustrating.
Feed the fire. Feed the fire. Feed the fire.
Okay, you said it 3 times.
Okay, that's
Okay,
okay.
good.
And they just
Um,
continue to chant. Nosh.
Can I throw a rod in the fire and see what happens?
You throwing Ron to the fire?
No, I'm not going to throw a rod in the fire. That was just I wonder if he could just absorb those flames and eat that mask and just end all of it. But that
So do we
also-
just let the mice keep their farm going with the occasional sacrifice, or do we stop this and let the drought happen?
I mean,
I mean,
So
keep the
can,
right
can
thing.
you ask them what she became?
The more.
they said she became more. What do you mean by that she became more with her sacrifice?
We sing her into
You
ash.
sang her
Sing her into ash.
into ash. They sang her into ash.
And the clouds did break.
The clouds broke.
The green did grow. The
grass.
goddess awakened at long last.
So she became their ability to survive.
That's what it sounds like in the sense
Or did
that
she turn into the spectral creature we just killed?
that too.
I think both. I mean, that was kind of like Wraith, Poltergeist, Angry Spirit thing. Like, that could have been a result of the sacrifice. And also,
Hey.
she died and turned into ash.
You want to throw a good berry in there and see what happens?
I would. Oh,
I kind of do.
Kind of want you to. Just
We
like
could throw
lob
something
one.
else in there too.
Like,
like-
what? I've got a crouton or two that's moldy.
Well,
I was thinking.
they're looking for blood or
Destroy
something living, right? So a good berry is an extension of me.
See what happens.
Okay, hang on, wait.
Well, okay.
Because even though your mage hand is an extension of you, it still fucked you up. Or tried to.
Oh, the mage hand is magic. It's not really part of my living
So
body.
it would maybe be worse if you put an actual part of your body in there.
She's not.
Maybe.
You said we're not putting you in the fire, and you're like trying.
Well,
to
I'm
into
not
the
jumping in
ground.
the basin. That
Do
I know.
we-
No, you're just throwing a piece of
we-
yourself in.
Do we have any of that rosewood?
Yes, we all have flower crowns of it.
Why don't we put the
We do.
rosewood in?
We could. But again, are we trying to help them or are we trying to destroy this?
Can I try something random, Nick?
Yeah.
Can I try and pour some muskmelon juice onto the fire and see what happens?
Yeah, you like open up your canteen and pour.
Yeah. Now, technically, it says that if you pour it and it's not used in a recipe, it's going to vanish. But since I'm trying to like craft or stop the flames in some way by pouring a couple of drops of that, would that actually work?
Yeah,
Or
I'll
would
let
that
you pour a couple
mechanically
of
not?
drops, sure.
Okay.
You pour a couple drops, and you hear in unison they call out, "She moves to douse he moves to douse the flame. Let the circle close and ash rise once more. Let none unmake what was hallowed by fire. and suddenly the roots above you constrict right behind Harlow, blocking off the passage back. Everybody roll initiative.
Oops.
All right, so we're fighting then.
Half dead.
Can I
We're
reload
fighting.
my save?
Where's the save scum option?
Oh, that was terrible.
So I don't know if this is intentional or not, Nick, but I can see Cat's health bar, but I can't see Quin or Nosh's.
Weird.
I can see mine, Cat, and Roz. I can't see Quin's.
Okay,
Just-
let me figure out.
I mean, if you want to leave cats
Ah.
visible for everybody, that's fine.
it's
Or if
because
everybody's
Quinn's wasn't
health bar.
visible for everybody.
Yeah.
I can't even see
no.
where Harlow is right now.
She's in the darkness. Like
I'm right behind
Nosh
you.
wasn't
Oh,
for
you don't have
everybody.
dark vision.
behind.
I'm like, I
No.
can see this whole room. What are you talking about?
Where are you? Are you over
She's
here?
in the
Harlow's is
darkness over there.
good.
Okay.
Anybody's you can't see.
I can see everybody
No.
minus familiars, but
Well, again, like I can't see Harlow, so I don't know if
Come
I
on
can
there.
see hers. Carlo, can you
Yeah,
move
you
into the light?
you should be able to see on her turn.
I'm right here.
We're in initiative.
I have dark vision. I
So
can see
I don't see
everything.
Moss on screen to be able to roll initiative for Moss. So
She's right here.
yeah, I just don't see her on my screen. You want to roll initiative for her?
Can I?
She should
Maybe.
also be under your actors.
Can we take a quick bathroom break?
Okay.
Yeah, this is where we're gonna pause. So we'll come back to y'all in a few minutes. See what transpires. And we are back in a room of dirt and roots, basin, ancient and glowing with blue flames, a mask half tucked in ash, and 5 spectral chanting mice. And at the outskirts of it, but in many ways at the heart of it all, at a whopping 15 hit points, it's Catriona starting things off. Cat, what do you do?
I love that we always end up here. This is fantastic. All right. Cat just kind of looks around the circle at the situation, reaches in her pocket, pulls out the pin, and tosses the shatter tab into the fire.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna try and blow it up.
So go ahead and let's see. So it's gonna.
Objects made of
I mean-
stone, not carried or worn, crumble. So the whole thing just.
It is magical, so it's not susceptible to that same
Yeah.
level of shattering. I do love this. It is going to take the damage though, and it'll take a bit more since it is still an object. But yes, it does have stats. This basin.
Damn. Worth a shot. Okay. Cool. Just gonna sort of back circle around this guy. Yeah.
Okay. Then Quin, it is your turn.
Oh, my aura! I always fucking forget about it.
So that's when they start their turn, right?
Yes, I.
Which aura are you? Or which bulwark are you invoking? What am I doing without a
try-
koozie?
I'm gonna try static.
Static. Okay, that's fun. We haven't done that one yet.
I know.
When
I
the
think
time
we
comes,
should try it.
you'll tell me how that works.
Okay.
All right, Quinjamin.
Well, since we're doing crazy, I'm gonna take 5 feet worth of dirt out from under the basin with mold earth and just drop it into the ground.
And drop it into the ground. Okay.
Yep.
And it sinks 5 feet.
There's not.
Oh wait,
much
so
else I
wait,
can
hold
do.
on. So you teleport the earth elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like where does that go?
It can only move 5 feet, so basically right next to where the basin was.
Can it
Or-
sandwich it?
Okay.
Like,
can't
can it
do
go
it
on
in-
top of
I
it?
don't think I can do it in one turn, right? I'd have to then move dirt back on top of it in the next turn.
Yeah.
So I've created a 5-foot pile of dirt next to it, dropped it down into a 5-foot hole, and that's
Then you can
pretty
have it.
much all I can do.
Okay. I imagine Moss is dodging then,
Moss is dodging.
and Raw be dodging.
Robbie dodging.
Do you want him to move at all?
Yeah, well, he'll disengage from this and move over to the edge because I'll have whisper to him. You can light it on fire now. You just light it on fire, buddy. Just go for it.
Oh, nice. Burn you all. Sounds good to me. Okay.
So he's just going to
And-
disengage and then come over here and dodge because he can't do anything else.
So we can't do both because
Or,
both
well, then he
of
just
those are actions. Yeah.
disengaged and move. And that's all he can do for right now.
Technically, as you haven't commanded him to disengage isn't an option for him. He defaults to dodging unless he's given a command
All
otherwise.
right, well, since it's not my turn yet and I haven't given him a command, he'll just dodge. That's fine.
All right.
Just let him dodge.
It is
Okay.
these spectral mice next, and as one they chant, "By drought unending, by sun uncrowned, we call thee forth from fallow grounds." And suddenly there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights forming an arc that appear about For you, Cat, about waist high. For the mice, that would be about like face high. But it doesn't seem to be harming you, Catriona, but it is certainly there. The one that is within your space, what does it need to do for being in your bulwark?
I don't think he does anything yet. It's if he moves.
Ah.
It's like
And
building up static on a carpet is kind of
Gotcha.
how it works.
And I'm not doing this to be a dick. He's not moving. None of them are moving.
No, I figured.
And
I
as
realizing that was a
as
thought.
the fifth light appears, and as they continue chanting, you see this stone basin rising up out of this pit that it was sunk into, and is seemingly fixed in the position that it started in, hovering in above empty air.
Nick, can I ask, with the shatter tab that was thrown in, did that create a cloud of ash? Did it do anything to the mask that was in there?
Not disperse the ash or the mask, no. Harlow, it's your turn.
Ugh. All right. Well, I'm gonna do what I do best.
Yay. Nightmares.
Conjure
Little daddy.
eggnog.
Hey guys, what's up?
I guess. Oh, I get to put him down now.
Yeah, I fixed the permissions.
So cute. All right. So I'm gonna create a nightmare totem. We're going back in time though. I'm gonna throw it back to the first on fire dude.
To the immolator.
Yes, and then I'm gonna look at the mouse that's next to Nosh, and I am going to do an aspect of terror on him as a bonus action.
Okay, damage hits, and wisdom save is a 17.
So he succeeds.
He's not afraid
Not afraid.
to take a stand. Is there something wrong with the nightmare totem? Isn't it supposed to be is it a 30-foot diameter or radius?
It's a fit. It has
I thought it was bigger than that.
15-foot centered on it.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, considering it would be at that point right there, yeah, I guess that is 15 feet. Let me
Mhm.
adjust the token. Oh, too far. Anything else for you, Harvey?
No, that'll be it.
Okay. Then it is all the way down to the bottom of the order with a big 1, 2, 3 on initiative. It's Nosh. Nosh, what you got?
I don't even know. Okay.
Ooh, I am actually so sorry. I forgot to do this. This would have started with Harlow's turn. Harlow, at the beginning of your turn, you notice that there is a very intense chill that has filled this chamber, and as such, you're going to take a little bit of cold damage. This unnatural cold. 2 points to use. And Nosh, the same thing to you.
Oh, because I can totally stand to lose anything right now.
Right? Right.
Yeah, right?
Sorry, as you were, Nosh.
Thanks. Random question. Can I communicate telepathically with Ra? As he is my familiar?
You can communicate telepathically.
Because we haven't been using that, and I just realized that. Oh, man. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Can I guess I'm gonna bonus action leap engage. A leap, basically disengage without triggering an opportunity attack.
I like leap engage.
Yeah,
Good portmanteau.
thanks. I'm gonna jump over to this side of the basin, I
Okay.
suppose. And I want to Can I beckon water and douse the bowl in water with elementalism?
You can absolutely use elementalism to create this cool mist. Yeah. So,
But I'm saying,
You-
like, I don't want to do the mist. I want to take, like, where it's a surface and just, it's a cup of clean water that just douses across the surface.
okay. Yeah, you can conjure a cup of water to pour into this.
Okay, and at the same time, can I pull the mask out? I don't know if that would be a double action since I have used my bonus action.
I mean, grabbing for the mask would be object interaction, so you can absolutely do that.
Okay.
As you cast you pour this water in, it's like when water hits oil, the water just splashes out as it hits the flames, and it instantly begins to like freeze into ice crystals as it falls in this micro snow around this space. But
Getting cold.
yeah, a little bit, but it doesn't harm you or anything in any way. And you said you want to reach in to grab the mask?
Yeah, as that didn't work, I want to just yank the mask out.
Okay, as you reach your hands into the flame, you are going to need to make a saving throw.
What
This
kind
Constitution
of
saving. It's in the chat there. This
Just
Constitution saving throw.
Can I just click on that?
Yep. Hot dog, Nosh. You grin and bear it as you reach in. You feel this jolt of necrotic energy as you grab the mask. You are going to take half of that, so you take 6 points. And I need you to roll. I need you to roll a sleight of hand check to see, do you hold on to this?
13.
And the mask goes soaring as you rip it out. Roll a d4 to determine direction. 1 is north, and we'll go clockwise from there. Map north.
4.
You send it hurtling like straight toward Harlow. And it corners,
There you go, Harlow.
across the dirt and stops Harlow kind of like at your feet. Okay, anything else, Nosh?
Just a whimper of pain.
Whimper of pain indeed.
Curl into myself from having done that where I'm standing, because I have movement, but I'm just not gonna move now. Just gonna stay there.
All right, at initiative count 20, Quinn, can you roll me a d4? A 4. Suddenly, you all hear a hush falls, and a moment later, there is this reverberating, ghostly scream, not unlike the sound of that creature that you defeated an hour ago. Everybody is going to need to make this wisdom save. And we've got, let's see, pass for Nosh, pass, well, the Nightmare Totem, I don't know why it made the save. But we can apply that to you, Harla, since that would have saved. Plus, you have your modifier. Everybody but Quinn saves. The familiars need to make it as well.
Oh, okay.
Raw fails. And Moss fails. So Quinn and the familiars. So that is 4 points of psychic damage, but the 3 of you are frightened of the basin until the end of your next turns. So 4 points, which I will adjudicate. The rest of you, you take 2 points
I'm down.
instead. Nosh goes down.
You take my 2 points. I'm on the ground.
Oh, Nosh,
That hurt
no,
my
say
poor
it isn't
baby
so.
ears. That hurt my poor little bird foxy ears. Ow.
So excited for this TPK that's gonna happen.
Ow.
Okay, and alright, that's 2 for Harlow. That's 2 for Catriona, which I guess you still had some temp HP.
I should have as well.
Somehow?
Right? I should have had the.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You did. You sure did. Give
I
you those
never
back.
never took any damage in the last fight.
Yeah,
Tricky.
You're welcome.
tricky boy.
Rock boy.
Sorry. Just make one of those
boy.
concentration checks. I don't know what
boy.
that's for. Is that for the...
I don't know. I'm not concentrating on anything. Oh, that was moss. Hang on. I got to do it as.
What does it say you're concentrating on? It says, oh, web still. So yeah, no, I'll bring
Oh.
it.
No, we killed that. We killed that.
We sure did. Okay, so concentration is gone. That was this lair action. Catriona, you're not afraid. What are you doing?
Okay.
Oh,
right.
also, Catriona, you will take those 2 points of cold damage at the start of your turn, as well as this unnatural cold just continues to ripple through the space.
All right, it's time to heat things up, I suppose. Bonus action, Catriona's the primal flames are gonna appear in her hands, and I'm gonna start
Okay.
chucking fire at this basin.
Okay.
It's just arranged, and then it's a d6. I don't know what to roll for that. I'll just do my javelin. That's arranged.
For your fire, do you not have your primal flames?
Not
it could-
as like a weapon.
When you roll on it, what happens?
There's nothing to click. I don't have anything. I just have this.
Oh, so in your inventory, you have primal flames as a weapon.
Okay, I found it. I've played this game before, guys. I promise. Okay.
That's the first time you've used this, so it's
That's
okay.
All right. Can I target this person?
You can target the basin.
All right, here you go. Hey.
Noise.
Hey, with a nat 20, it hits. And as it does, you see that gem that is right by Nosh's unconscious body glows and shatters. And one of the lights goes out.
Amazing.
As, you deal 15 points of fire damage. Nice.
All right. So the wording on this, I will take being told no, it's fine. But with the elemental interdiction, it says technically I could choose when I conjure one of my elemental weapons. So can I switch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want it to be fire.
That's my understanding of it, yeah.
Okay, so it's fire instead of static now.
It's back to fire. Okay,
Uh-huh.
sweet. Anything else for... Catriona?
I'm just gonna step away from this light that is appearing behind me.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Sounds like a plan. Quin?
What does Catriona's aura do for? Quin?
You're fine. I'm not.
I'm fine.
I can choose to not hit you with it.
Okay.
You also could choose to
I
hit.
could choose to set you on fire. But
Quinn, you do take 2 points of cold damage at
Okay.
the start of your turn, which just chips away a little bit at that temp HP.
So tell me what effect being frightened of a bowl is going to do for Quinn.
As long as it's in line of sight, you're going to have disadvantage on attacks, and you can't move toward it willingly.
isn't it like you also can't attack it, or is it?
You
just
can just at disadvantage.
Well, my options are limited here. I do feel like that mask should probably be grabbed. So I think
It's
that's
over
what I'm
next to
going to...
Harlow's feet now, I think.
Yeah, and that's too far away from me, I think. Give me a second.
Especially since you can't move closer
Don't
to
forget
the.
Moss is right there, so you can
Well-
always ask Moss to do something.
Well, I have Mage Hand, so I may go grab
Oh, I see
it
what you're
with
saying.
Mage
Okay.
Hand. Yeah. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cast Mage Hand and attempt to grab the mask. I presume it's in and around there. Is it where I just draw Mage Hand?
Yeah,
Right. So I'm going to attempt to pick up the mask with Mage Hand.
and you succeed.
Excellent. Okay, and then I'm going to... Mage Hand itself has movement after being cast, right? So I'm going to try to move back over to me with Mage Hand.
Okay.
It will... Oh, wait, I got to switch to this.
Pew. Your
Pew,
little
pew.
hands.
Actually, let
with
me
your-
move them not in the frightened zone if I can.
Okay.
Is he out of the frightened zone? I don't know if he is.
Yeah, it's. I think it
Yeah,
just doesn't
close enough.
automatically turn off the fear emanation. You're good.
Gotcha. Same turn, can it hand it to me, or is that a separate action?
I don't see why it couldn't. Like, I mean, it's there. You could just reach out and grab it.
I'm going to reach out and grab the mask.
You have a mask.
Sweet.
Okay. Anything else, Quinn?
Nope, not much else I can do. So,
All right, you're not afraid anymore. Moss is, though.
Moss is terrified. She's literally a fraidy cat. So, all right, I'm going to dodge.
She dodges.
So,
Raw.
how high is the ceiling at this point?
So as it has contracted some about 10 feet at its highest. Everywhere at least, tall enough for everybody to stand, Catriona included.
All right, she's going to go up to the ceiling as high as possible and just hover there.
Okay. She's a hovering. And Ra also afraid, unable to go over to you, Ra or Nosh.
Just
Oh
dodging.
no. Just
Mhm.
dodging.
Just gonna dodge. She doesn't know what to do now. Nosh just got knocked out.
And it is back to the spirit wardens who continue to chant.
Save.
To you all,
One of
it's
them takes fire damage.
one of them takes fire damage. All right. Oh, sorry. So do Moss and Ra take that cold damage. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, that one takes 3 points of fire damage. Make sure I don't have anybody else selected. Okay. Yeah, and it clearly registers damaging the spirit, but it doesn't react beyond that. So Nosh being the only one that would be able to
Totem
understand
saves?
this.
Totem
Oh
save?
yeah, they make these two will make their saves. Nat 1 fails. Nat 18 passes. So the one closest to Quin has failed, is afraid, and that is going to interrupt its chanting. The other 4 continue and say some gibberish for all of your ears, and 4 lights appear for now a total of 8.
How, the one that got some fire damage, does it look like it just sort of shook it off, or did it look like it did something?
It definitely damaged it. Yeah, like there was this brief flicker of interruption, but not enough to
Okay.
distract it from its chanting. Okay, that is their turn. It is back to you, Harlow. You're going to take 4 points of cold damage.
All right. Well, let's start. Bonus action. Let us get you up. because your
Darn.
turn's coming up.
Thank you.
8 points of delicious healing for Nosh.
Then I am going to. I saw this did a little bit of something, so I'm going to Sacred Flame at the bull.
Okay. It's going to
assume
make.
Can the bull make a Dexterity saving throw?
Yeah. So this is like representing like does it, does it do anything to it effectively? Not does it necessarily get out of the way.
Okay.
You're casting like radiant flames onto this blue flames, and for a moment, the fire flickers and you see 2 more of those lights go out, and it's mechanically does take some damage.
That'll be my turn.
Okay, Nosh, at the start of your turn, you take 4 points of. Oh, I accidentally gave you that damage as well. So you were at 8, you're down to 4.
You're really, really, really trying here.
But you know what, Nosh? You're not dead. You're not
Not
down.
a death save yet. You're fine.
Not yet. Not yet being the key thing there. Oh, I guess I'm going to eat my chicken breast. I'm going to devour my chicken breast.
Okay.
And with that, I also get 4 points of healing due to hearty meal.
4 points of temp HP, right?
Yep, 4 points of temp HP.
Okay.
And I can now bonus action dash. And I'm going to use half my movement to stand up.
Okay.
And the rest of my movement plus my bonus action. Wait, no. I'm going to use because I use my bonus action to eat it. So then I'm just going to stand up with half of it and then 15. Stay away from these fuckers. I'm going to move over here and then I'll bonus action dash.
Come to me.
I'm running towards you, Harlow. I promise that's the goal. I'm going in your direction, my friend. Coming towards you. Yeah, because that wasn't an action to eat it, was it?
To eat, it is an action to eat the chicken breast since it's one of your rotisserie recipes.
Okay. So then,
larger and heartier.
Then I'll bonus action dash, and
So you get another 15 feet.
I'll do that right there because I want to get around him. So I'm almost there, Harlow.
Okay.
Just stumbling towards Harlow's direction in a jagged line, and I think that is. I'm gonna as a last just side note, call out to Ra to get to Harlow. Basically yelling him to disengage and get to Harlow, if that's possible. Or mentally, I'm sending that to him. Whatever works best for you, Nick.
Yeah, so mechanically, it requires a bonus action to command your.
Okay, never mind. He'll just
he can move though. Like he can move freely. Like that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Catriona, at initiative count 20. Can you roll a d4 for me, please? All right. The roots all around, above and on the walls, begin to stir and lash out from ceiling and floor and wall, bursting through the soil beneath you at each one of you in this chamber. So you are all going to need to make this strength saving throw. Not a lot of damage here, but if you fail, you are also restrained.
Well, strength. I mean, that's a high
Nat
point
20.
for
Let's
me.
go.
Catriona and Nosh save take no damage. Since
Stupid
half
tree, we're trying to save you.
Harlow fails, Quin fails, Moss and Ra as well, please.
Moss.
Little Rod trying to do his best.
Oop, what just happened? I lost.
Harlow disappeared.
Did did I accidentally delete you? My bad. Okay, and yeah, Ra and Moss fail as well. They're just not great at saves. And are both now not a lot of health amongst them. Quin is restrained, but still hasn't worked through all that temp HP. And Harlow and Moss and Ra are restrained as well until end of turn. It is back to you, Catriona. Catriona, you take 4 delicious points of cold damage as this room is now brumal.
Is my fire aura helping at all?
Like aesthetically, yes, but it doesn't. Does it give you
Not
cold
giving
resistance?
off- No.
Then if it's not, if it doesn't mechanically give you cold resistance, then no.
Cool. Alright, I'm gonna step over here because I want to get next to this basin. Well, first I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna shoot at it first, and then I'll walk over.
Okay, let's see. A 24 as you fire your flames into it. It hits, and you see that the gem closest to, you mean the one already shattered, but the one that's in front of Quin here glows and seems to draw the flames into it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna step up closer to it,
Okay.
and I believe that's my turn.
Quin, the cold room eats through the last of your temp HP, as well as a little bit more of your real HP.
So chilly. All right.
So chilly.
Feel
Feel yourself wilting.
For giggles, I'm gonna put on the mask.
You put on the mask.
Crazy things, crazy things.
And roll a
Stupidity
charisma. No, roll a charisma check.
check? Okay, that's not a good one. Ability or saving throw?
Just a check, not a save.
Okay, so I can guide.
Guiding is an act, like it costs an action to cast guidance. So,
All right. And I will go unguided. Damn it! I did it as moss. Hang on. It would be good.
It would be even worse than that.
Yeah. it's going good. There we go.
You feel a brief, like little pulse of energy, of magic, but beyond that, nothing happens. You've got a mask on.
Excellent. Okay, so now we will firebolt at the basin. Let's see what. Absolutely nothing.
And just as when Catriona fired her flames into it, you see that gem again at the front glows and seems to draw the flame into it.
Okay, and that ends my turn.
Okay. Moss still dodging.
Dodge.
Ra still dodging, but can also move if you want him to.
Yeah, he'll probably move around the other side to get close to Nosh because he saw Nosh drop earlier, but he's still dodging.
Ra takes that cold, as does Moss, and Ra and Moss are not looking good.
Don't talk to me about not looking good, man.
They look combined as good as you look.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Oh, man.
Sorry, so what did you say Ra was doing? I was
He just moved
adjudicating.
around to be closer to Nosh. That's all he's done right now, and he's dodging.
Okay, then it's back to the Spirit Wardens. The one that succeeded on its wisdom save last time is going to have to save again. Continues to succeed. The other one is still frightened, and will try to use its action to shake that fear, but remains incapacitated by the fear. Nosh, this time, since you are conscious, you hear...
Harlow is next. When she accidentally got deleted, I think she
Oh,
got
shoot.
kicked out
No,
of the
she was
order.
after the Spirit Wardens, because she was right before you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I just didn't see her in there at all. So.
Yeah, sorry. So let me pop her back where she was. Yeah.
Okay.
And so the...
now that
you
I'm
hear-
up, we can understand them. Sorry, that's what you
Yeah,
meant. My
and so
bad.
you hear, 5 swords bound and true give limb and name and soul to you. And then 4 more lights appear. 1, 2, 3, 4 for a total of 10.
You put one right on top of Nosh.
Because that is where it is, Nosh.
Lovely.
Harlow, at the start of your turn, you take 6 points of cold, as this room is just arctic. What do you do?
Icky. Alright. Well, this seemed to do a little something, so I'll use my action to cast Sacred Flame again.
Okay.
Let's go.
And again, you see 2 of those lights go out, back down to 8. The circle not quite closed, and the basin certainly does seem affected. Anything else?
I'm just going to move a little closer to Nosh, just in case. So at least if we go down, we can go down together.
Thanks, Harlow.
Feels
All right. Well, speaking of going down, it's Nosh's turn. Nosh takes 4 points of cold, which eats through the... Nope, you have the temp HP, so you're not down.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna bonus action eat a croquette madam, which will give
You eat
me
your
another.
croque-madame?
Yeah, it's gonna give me another 4 tip HP and increase my
Okay.
AC up to 16 in the process. Not that I'm really dodging. And I'm gonna take steps around, and I guess like get away from this light because it was like right. I'm standing on it.
Okay.
And that was my bonus action to eat it. And my temp health. No. Ra's right next to me, isn't he?
Yes, and one minor retcon. Harlow, since you had failed that save on the... you were restrained until the end of your turn, so you actually couldn't move.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sorry about that.
So then I would have actually gone to Harlow.
Okay. Makes
And I
sense.
can't repeat that, or is it just
It's
gone at
it's
the end
over
of
now.
my-
Yeah, it's gone at the end of your turn. You're all out of cooking.
No, I just don't think it's gonna do anything if I do that, but I'm gonna just do it anyways. 'Cause why not? Why not just ladle something in its general direction and frustration?
Yeah, I mean, you just... you went down, you pop back up, you're shoving food in your mouth, you hurl off balance your soggy crouton, and just thuds into the
It's
side
a
of it.
moldy
No
one.
offense.
It's not soggy. This one's moldy, okay? There's a difference.
Yeah, I guess if it's soggy long enough, it gets moldy.
Exactly. It's just moldy now. Okay. And then I'm just gonna yeah, I think that's it. Because that was my action. I can't call Ra over to me any more than he already is, right? for now.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that's
Uh,
fine.
Nosh, can you roll a d4 for me, please?
No, I don't wanna. Go away.
2. You... Make sure I pick the right one that I assigned to number 2. There is a sudden shattering sound as this just burst of cold energy rips through the chamber. It was already cold. It is now like almost incalculably so. And so let's see. I think I put a range on this. Let me double check. It is within range. I guess I must just have to roll it. Oh, yep, that's everybody, it looks like, except I think Nosh is just outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
Max damage. So everybody needs to make that Constitution save except Nosh.
Buy a little raw.
Yeah, raw goes. Poof. Catriona takes the full 6. Harlow takes only 3. Let's see. Moss takes the full 6 and is gone.
Oof.
Quin saves, takes 3.
Question.
Yes.
So I know, like, we're not like seeing a specific creature do this.
But you can
But
see where it's emanating from. It's definitely
from-
the basin.
Okay, can I use my reaction to do Aldricor's Elemental Rebuke?
Yes.
Okay. I will
So-
do that.
How's that work?
One reaction when you take acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder, range is 60 feet. The damage you take is cut in half as you hurl
Okay.
the energy back at the creature. Must make a dex save and takes 1d8 damage of the triggering type, or half as much on the save.
Okay. Ooh. Nat 20 on the save.
It's gonna
Uh,
take half of that. then.
So it takes half of the roll or half of what you sent
half
back?
of what I rolled. Half of
Oh,
my
what you roll.
so,
So it takes 1.
yes.
All
So
right.
then- But I only took 3 then.
You sure
7,
did.
6.
Which is better.
Look, that's a lot of my percentage of current health. Okay.
Oh, Nosh, it was not. It was Ra and Moss are out of the initiative. I was like, why is the initiative so much smaller now? Okay, Catriona, it is your turn.
All right.
You take 4 points of cold,
Amazing.
but had you not done that, you would have been much worse. So, what do you got?
Okay. The shatter tab, like, it still did something to the basin, right?
Yes.
Like, I don't feel like it's only like magic that's hurting it. Like the
Correct.
explosion. Okay. Gonna swing my hammer at the gem that's closest that was absorbing the fire.
Okay. You swing it at the gem specifically?
I would like to.
Okay. Then just you can go ahead and attack the basin. That's fine, but we can largely ignore the attack roll number there. As you strike on this gem, the thunder of your hammer rippling through it, you hear and see it shatter, and another light goes out.
Okay. And then I have a mechanical question. Does the basin include itself with the fire aura around me?
Does it say like a creature that starts its turn there?
That's a great question. Let's check. Yes, creatures of my choice. Okay, so
As it isn't a creature, I'm going to say no for that particular thing. The attacks and stuff, yes, but Anything else, Catriona?
I think that's probably my turn.
Okay. Quin, that is too cold for you.
It is too cold for me. It's damn right chilly in here.
Can I back up? Can I get a little bit away from the base?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that.
As 7 of these lights are illuminated as opposed to the 8 that there were a moment ago. Quin, what do you got?
So how many more gems do we see around the base of this thing?
2, but they are facing like one over here on this side and one over here on this side.
All right, then I am going to move over to that side.
Okay.
Did that provoke any kind of an attack?
It did not.
Excellent. And I am going to try to pry a gem off of the side of the basin.
What are you doing to try to pry it off?
Using I think I have a small dagger. Let me see. Well, maybe I don't. Could I use thieves' tools?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, that's what I'm doing.
So yeah, just go ahead and roll your thieves' tools. I'll tell you, the DC is 18 to get this thing out.
Oh, yeah.
And 22 is going to do it. Quin, not only do you pop it out without breaking it.
Save that for me, thank you.
This frosty, cold gem that seems to be slightly warming in your hands as it has been removed from the basin. And as you remove it, nothing happens to the lights.
All right. I've still got a magic action, yes? No, I guess that was my action. That was my action.
Using your thieves' tools would have been your action.
All right. Then there's really not much else I can do, so I will be done.
Okay, it is the Spirit Warden's next. The one inside. Save to see, is it afraid? It is. Chanting interrupted. The other is trying to shake the fear. It doesn't. Nosh. And that one gets the elemental interdiction. Takes. This is fire, right?
Yes.
And you hear Nosh, the chanting. Let no seed sleep, let no leaf fail, let blood be rain and pain prevail, as 3 more lights pop on 10 illuminated. It is back to Harlow. Harlow, at the start of your turn, with 10 of these lights, you take 6 points of cold. Do you have anything to mitigate that?
Nope. Bye.
Then Harlow goes down. And it is Nosh's turn. Nosh, temp HP gone, down to 2 hit points.
Did Nosh see me actually take the gem out of the basin?
Yeah, I mean, imagine all eyes are kind of trained on the basin. Would have certainly seen that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'll better to do something than nothing. I'll use all my movement and get to the next gem, or next to where the last gem is. And I'm not frightened or anything. Gonna try and pry it off with my dagger, I guess, or my chef's knives.
Okay, so using your chef knives, yeah, well, that's just as good as, I guess, thieves' tools since you're proficient in them. So go ahead and roll.
What do I? So do I just attack with them?
Let's see. So no, because let's see. Yeah. So I guess effectively that would do the same thing because it would end up being the same bonus there. So yeah, 18 is the number.
Does 19 count for 23?
19 does it, as you pop off this fourth gem intact in your hand. Suddenly, you see the spirits fade one by one, as do the lights. They, in just this rapid spiral around the room, extinguish, and the basin, the fire extinguishes, and it splits. But Nosh, as it does, you feel this channel of energy rush into you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Constitution saving throw.
Nosh, you succeed, so you're going to take half of this. But can you
Which
roll?
is like 1, because otherwise I'm down. What do you need me to roll?
I'll roll it for you in here.
Okay.
Nosh, you take enough of this to drop. And as the chill begins to lift from the room, there's a stillness that just kind of washes over for a moment. But then you hear those voices calling out, hollow and clear, a final note of their ghastly harmony. The air seems to tighten around you, Nosh, and suddenly, as the last note of this chanting, this ritual fades into nothing, interrupted, yes, but this dying breath seemingly seeping into or out of you. The basin seems to let out this long, low sigh, like wind through dead leaves, and the stone crumbles, sending the ashes flying. For a moment, Nosh, there is a flash of memory that is not your own, a fire lit, the scent of charred sap and soil, tiny voices, looks of uncertainty, a cry of pain, a whisper, this is not the way. And suddenly, Nosh, you feel as you start to fade, your skin grows dry, it cracks, ash coats your tongue, light dims in your blood, and you are still. And from an outsider's perspective, you all see Nosh standing at the hand still outreached, clutching this gem, petrified in this, what looks like petrified wood. And this is where we'll take a break. And we are back. Nosh, petrified. Harlow down. Quin and Catriona. Well, Quin's doing okay, but Catriona hanging by a thread. The room,
I
or
don't
the
know
space
how I
around
didn't
you,
drop this whole fight yet.
is warming by the seconds. What do you two do?
So I rush over to Harlow,
Okay.
and which, by the way, I can't see anybody else on the map anymore. So
Yeah,
Oh, no.
the
I may
light
just be
it's all
jacked
gray.
up.
Oh, because
altogether.
I deleted the light there. Sorry, that was
There
the
we
light.
go.
It's not
I'm
blue
gonna-
anymore, but just
And I'm going to administer a nicely cooked goodberry.
okay. Saving her from death saves. Popping a good berry. Cooked good berry?
Well, I've cooked it myself under the pits, kind of.
Nice and
I rolled
warm.
it around a little bit.
Glorious.
A fresh one.
Harlow, you sputter back into consciousness and roll a perception check. As this masked figure looms over you, there is that pull, that draw of something is lingering in this space.
So I quickly pull the mask off, and
Yoink.
I'm frantically. You have to save him. You have to save him. Go save Notch.
Cat's just slowly walked over and
Do you only bring me
picked
back
up
to life
Nosh.
to save someone else?
Pretty much.
Go figure. All right. I'm going to
just picked
yank
up
the mask out of
petrified
his
Nosh.
hands.
And you feel that feeling grow as you hold the mask.
I'm going to slip it on.
Oh, Harlow.
You slip the mask on.
You want me to
Over
identify
three
it
other
first?
masks that you have.
I can identify it.
And roll a charisma check. You feel the space around you dissolve, and you are elsewhere in a grove, a beautiful one, a peaceful one with life teeming all about. And you see in the distance a woman. She's young, in her first season as the world is. You can sense it. A time before it was filled to the brim with all the voices and when music of the land still held dominion. She was young and awfully far from home, though. Head filled with big dreams, heart with goodness and kindness. She was on her own for the first time, you know, by just looking at her. But she was not alone, not really. Because the old wood took her in, made her feel at home in this land that was not her own, provided for her soils rich in rains nourishing, showered her with sunshine and gentle winds. And in time, the lands became hers as much as any had, more so. She was young, but she knew the creatures of fang and wing, great and small, knew their names and their desires, their fears and their joys. She did not mind when they called her Rose, though it was not her name, for they were like children to her, her children, and she loved them as such. She draped herself in their gifts of caterpillar silks and raven feathers and stag shed and honeycomb, and she offered them wisdom and insight and care in return. She was young, but she walked gently among them patiently. She spoke to them in their clumsy tongues, listened with understanding, answered their questions, assuaged their worries. She rejoiced in their living and mourned their passing. She was so good to them, and they were good to her. And then she was not so young anymore. Time had crept up around her just as the wood had. She moved more slowly, more deliberately. She was smaller, but she did not worry. It was only natural. Her life was spent giving bits of herself away. But as she slowed and shrank, everything else seemed to hasten and grow. The creatures of the wood listened less, planned more, asked for less, demanded more. They made the old wood feel smaller with their noise. They made her feel something she had not felt in many, many seasons, on her own, far from home. She was no longer young when they came as one with pallets woven of dried rosewood binding her wrists with rough jute cords. She was no longer young when they showered her with hushed maledictions and fire. She was no longer young when the avarice and desperation of her children devoured her. And then she just was no more. And as this vision fades, this understanding remains, but you feel that like tenuous connection with this soul fading.
Does it feel like that soul is near?
It feels like that soul was near and is departing.
Ooh. Arlo just begins weeping.
So I assume that all happened in an instant?
Yeah. I mean, this was... Quin wouldn't have registered any time passage of just seeing Harlow weep.
He's right there. Please, go help him.
Catriona carries Nosh's petrified body over and sort of sets him down next to Quin. And then kneels and puts a hand on Harlow's shoulder. What did you see, darling?
The first burning?
She was still here. Hey, she was able to leave now, right?
Does it feel like she's at peace?
Yeah. And if mechanically, if you had rolled higher and you wanted to absorb that, you could have, but it seems like she was not at peace for a long time, but is now.
Let's take a look at Nosh.
Right. Let's get out of this tree first, maybe.
Do you want to leave right now? Or do you want to leave in 10 minutes?
Sure, 10 minutes is fine.
Is there a sense now that we can leave, like as an opening?
Yeah, I mean the roots seem to relax as all of this has faded.
There.
Amazing. You
Last spell
quadrupled my health. In that 10 minutes, can I look over at Quin and be like, hey, do you want to see if that fits? And I hold out the hammer and point at the gem that I pulled out of the...
Yeah, absolutely. So I reach out and try to affix the gem in one of the open slots.
And it is just too big.
Ugh.
But
Well,
not by much. If you maybe found a jeweler or an arcanist who really knew what they were doing, you might be able to shave it down. You know, not really well versed with this Zeal tech.
I'm gonna
Alright.
hand the gem over to Catriona to hold on to.
Okay. That will be
Well-
a later problem. For now.
Where did the health just come from?
That prayer of healing.
Prayer of healing. Got it.
I don't think any of us have the ability to help Nosh right now.
Well, we can't leave him here.
No, that's not that's not my point. I think we take him with us. But I don't think any of us can
Is he
petrify him.
is he alive? Can I do a medicine check or something just to see whether or not there's
Sure.
any sign of life?
Yeah, roll with advantage here, Scott.
All right. Do.
You've heard of Teora, like, similar sort of sounding maladies of this like petrification, not turning to, Gorgon stone or something like that, but this petrified wood. And despite the fact that Nosh is very much flesh and bone, that's kind of what he looks like, is petrified wood. So it stands to reason from the stories that you've heard that people have recovered from such afflictions, but something that you would definitely need to do some research on or find someone more knowledgeable.
We have to keep him safe until we can fix this.
Right. Something tells me that the mice are not going to be a safe place anymore. Just kind of killed their farms.
But we saved them from the seeds.
So we should check and see if those
do
two.
I still have the seed?
I think you threw that away, right?
No.
Didn't you throw it? No?
No.
That was wrapped up in cloak, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's still potentially 2 mice that are outside of this route. We should check on them and see if they're actually alive.
Let's see if we can help them too. I just carry Nosh out.
Okay, I've got to change the teleporter here so that you can go in and out with it. I just didn't want anybody prematurely or accidentally leaving. So hold on one sec. Try now, see if that lets you teleport. Nope. Okay, cool.
This is where we live now.
Hold on one sec. We've got Catriona. We've got Harlow. We've got Petrified Nosh and Quin as well. You, as you get to the surface, you see that I don't know where I put the other one, but both of the mouse folk are up there, and you see like the roots have kind of retracted away from them, but neither is stirring.
Can I go feed the good berry that Quinn gave me today to one of them?
Yeah. And which one? The smaller or the larger?
The smaller one. I don't think she's
Okay.
there on the map right now. But
No. Where did I lost the?
we could do the larger one if it's
Yeah,
easier.
it's this one. We'll just go with it. It's fine. Yeah. So if you
Yep.
go place the good berry, and you're forcing the chewing here because it's not happening on his own, but after a moment you see eyes flutter open and just just begins moaning in agony.
Shit. Okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. It's okay. It's okay.
Rub some dirt in it.
No. Shh. It's okay. It's gonna be okay now.
Do they
Alright.
still seem to be like afflicted? Or is it just
As you look, there's just like open wounds, but those black thorns are gone.
Are they're still like in these like knob roots?
The roots have released them, but I mean they're filled with lacerations and puncture marks, and
Can I kind of very gently pick them up to put them on softer grass over here?
and the one that you resuscitated with this good berry is, every little touch and jostle is just screaming at this point, which I'm not going to do for the sake of you all and me.
Thank you. Shit.
Can we just do some like general first aid, like bandage wrapping
Like
and
a
stuff?
medicine of some kind.
Yeah, I mean their wounds are extensive. You absolutely can do all of that. Go ahead and roll some medicine checks, I guess. To
Okay.
Guide myself.
I'm gonna try and save one.
okay, Quin is opening gambit doesn't really seem to work. Maybe backing off as Harlow and Catriona. You are able to the larger of the two is still unconscious, which is probably a blessing, and you're able to quell the other one's screaming to just like kind of a steady, dull whimper, but is still very much not doing well.
I think we should try to get them back to the village where they can get some help.
Kat, if you can get Nosh, I can get the larger one, and then Quinn can take the smallest of them.
Realistically, I could probably get Nosh and the small one.
I mean, realistically, you could probably do all of them. I mean,
Well,
the mice are small, and Nosh isn't huge either.
It's like Nosh is pretty small. These guys are pretty small. Right. I
And
have
my
a
strength is 8.
petrified solid Nosh just like hoisted over one shoulder, and then just like mice. Let's go back to the town, I guess.
Okay.
So before we get out of this area, I just want to check out the bodies of these other creatures that we killed.
Okay. Yeah. You can do investigation. You can do nature.
Yeah, let's do nature.
Okay. Yeah, you see that. I mean, you had hacked and blasted most of this like bark-like exterior away from them, and inside you see what is very clearly like humanoid bones. You see that there are tail bones as well, and given the shape of the skull, you're very certain that these are mouse folk skeletons within. And are able to kind of connect the dots that this is probably the fate that either awaited Catriona or potentially awaited these other two. Maybe they would have become something like Ephraim. Maybe Ephraim became what he was for other reasons. You're not sure, but it definitely all seems to be related to what you had just dealt with.
Gotcha. All right. Let's make our way back to the village.
Should we bury them or something? Like lay their bones down?
So I can do that quickly with mold earth. I can just dig some holes and then we can move them in and bury them.
Seems a bit wrong to leave them out here.
They're more monster than mice at this point.
Still.
You want to carry 2 more back?
No, I meant like it seems wrong to leave them out just like dead
To the
on
elements,
ground. Yeah. Burying them is
I gotcha.
good.
All right. We take a moment. I dig some holes and we bury them.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't take you long. I mean, you're able to move earth so quickly, and they are now interred. Do you do anything else as part of this burial, or?
Can I put the rose crown sunflower crown on the grave.
Absolutely.
I'll do the same with mine on the other grave.
Maybe they can finally find peace as well. Let's start walking. It's kind of a long way back.
While we're walking, can I recast moss?
Absolutely. You make your way back. By now, it is the sun has set. Sorry, Rosned actually there. Quin, or not Quin. Our good friend Moss sure is though. But even from a distance, like you see that there is a fire burning in the center of the village. At first, maybe your instinct was, oh, that they've lit another one of those effigies, but it's not at that stone platform that you pass. It is in the center of town, and as you draw close enough to see into this space, you see a ring of these mouse folk, many who you recognize: Carl and Elza, Nigel, that good-for-nothing nephew who only smokes grey roots, Dell, his uncle, as well as Crumb and Nugget. And ultimately in the center, you see a small fire with a wooden pyre atop it, and atop that is Pippa. The flames are not consuming the pyre as of yet, but she is certainly in imminent danger, as the mouse folk are holding hands and kind of swaying and seem to be in some sort of form of prayer.
All right. I very calmly set down Nosh and the other two that I'm carrying. Catriona walks up to here, and as loud as she can, she screams at, or she shouts at all of these mice. She just shouts, "Enough!" And I'm going to douse the bonfire with manipulate fire to put it out.
Okay. You douse the flames, and you hear just a cry from the others. But look, her wounds are healing. The fire cleanses. She's not so sickly as she was.
Hurrah for modern medicine. All right. Just walk through them and start untying her from whatever they had attached her to.
And she's not even tied down. She's just unconscious. But as you look, like, you do see that those wounds that she had are still there, but the black thorns are gone, and you can see why, from their perspective, that it would look like it was working. We can't stop now.
No, you probably should.
But look, she improves. Do you wish to condemn her?
She'll be fine, I promise.
There's
You
a
have
little,
more
like, sort of...
serious issues to worry about, and I gesture to the two nearly dead mouse folk that are just set down over there.
By the green gods, stoke the fire! Place them upon it!
What? No. Okay.
Hold on, I got one more channel divinity left. I could pop all these mice at once.
And Catriona.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Yeah.
What would channel divinity do?
Throw my
them afraid.
nightmare totem in the middle. of all of them.
Is that what you want to do?
She'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm going to use my Papa Roach pendant to refund one channel divinity to fund my nightmare totem.
cut my life into pieces.
Sorry, cat. Love you.
I think canonically that
That's
has to
fine.
play every time you.
It's canon. It's totally
But-
canon.
Yeah.
The nightmare totem that rises out of the ground will be of Rose on fire,
Ooh. Okay.
bursting them.
I'm just gonna roll one single d20 here, and this just sea of terrified faces and voices just shirks back away from this ghastly sight of this effigy, this Teoran before them.
I'm going to point at her and say, "This is what you've done. You have cursed yourselves through your actions."
We haven't done this. What do you mean? What is this? What is this monster? Catriona, you're pretty scared of this too.
Yep. I had to check.
She was the first. She's the reason you had fertile crops, but she is the reason you lost so many.
Can I get out of the totem?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
run
I mean,
away
you can
from
move
it.
freely. They all certainly would be
Running, fuck away.
at least getting outside of like the immediate like space of this. Still very much afraid. That has not lessened.
I'm gonna get the unconscious mouse out.
Okay, yeah, you're able to move her freely.
The burning of Rosewood stops. You should move on from
The
this
crops.
land. No. It was
our
never
livelihood.
meant. It was never meant for you.
What are we to do then? This is our life. This is our where our
Is
our
this your life?
grandsires are buried.
Your life is watching those around you fall to this sickness.
Who's fallen? What are you? You speak in riddles and conjure
Wait.
demons.
I point at the two near dead mice on the ground next to us again. When they ask
The
who's
beast. The beast.
The beast was brought forth by your own greed.
Greed.
You sacrificed an
What?
innocent. Maybe you did not, but those who came before you did, so that they may have fertile land.
Elsa, is this true? What are they talking about? And there's just chatter, circulating amongst them. They are all bewildered, perplexed, but still very much afraid, and in terrified awe of everything that's happening here. And the kind of like it's still keeping their distance from this image of Rose are like huddling up to just conversing, and are like continuing to cast like glances over at you lot, but have switched over into Nimish, and are just chattering on, but seem very much on edge. What do y'all do?
I mean, I look at Harlow. I like lay down the unconscious when I look over at Harlow very quietly. I'm like, we could just leave them here. We could just let them figure it out.
We should find out the names of these two that we rescued.
Oh, that's fair.
You would know the names. That was Chip and Reg.
Okay.
You'd heard it a few times.
Oh,
so-
they were the ones that had gone looking for Rosewood
Yeah,
right before
yeah.
we got there. I don't know, Quin. Do you think do we try and convince them, or do we just leave?
I think we leave.
We have
Right.
something more important to take care of.
We do.
We've got to help Nosh.
Oh, okay. I want to turn back to the like chattering mice folk. If you want to know what's good for you, you're going to have to leave this area eventually. Your crops will die. This bounty you've ripped from the land will not continue as it was. You have to deal with everything the same way everyone else does.
Where do you suggest we go? Where are you going? We'll come with you.
Probably not for long, honestly.
Midhaven's kind of nice.
I heard it was kind of mid.
It's a little above mid now.
Can we just send everybody back to Midhaven? Everybody that we meet, we just send back to Midhaven.
Midhaven, you say? Do they have fertile soils?
Do they?
I don't
There
remember
were
seeing a
crops at
single
Midhaven,
farmer.
right? Or
Nope,
no?
I don't think so.
Are there
They
folks
have-
like us there?
There's all sorts of folks in Midhaven. You'll fit right in.
And they kind of you revert back to Nimish and are continuing to talk to each other. And Elza, the woman who at one point was betrothed to Ephraim, says, "Well, I don't think we're going to be deciding anything just of yet, but we won't burn Pippa or Chipper Reg.
Fire is not
That's-
going to heal
that's fair.
anybody.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense because
Yep.
because of this demon that you have conjured before us."
Also, somebody should probably go check on Ephraim now.
We should go check on Ephraim.
That's fair. Okay.
Can I ask you all something?
Sure.
Who sent you? Are you harbingers of weal or woe?
We
Is
are
this our-
harbingers of woe. I'm sure.
We are harbingers of woe.
Is this
we
our
have harbinged a woe here and there.
is this our unmaking or our salvation?
Think of
Maybe.
it as
Guidance to the
second
future.
chance. A rebirth from the ashes, so to speak.
Ashes, ashes, laid so deep.
Oh,
Burn
wait, hold on.
the beast, and none shall weep.
Hmm.
You're going to need a new song.
No,
But it's
I
so
feel
catchy.
like you should remind yourself of that.
Or a new verse to the song, maybe. Or why,
Well, could you-
why you
could
don't
you-
do it anymore?
Could you pen us one?
I can't write, unfortunately.
Ooh, we will send you a message.
With the new verse.
We'll call you.
Yes.
Collect.
Through the dispatch.
Collect.
Yes.
Okay. Are you tired? Do you
So,
need lodgings again?
We should
Actually,
rest.
we
Yeah.
should take a quick nap.
would
Yeah.
love sleep.
I'd like to take a
Um,
quick 8-hour nap. Yeah.
And Nugget says, "Well, you're welcome to stay where you stayed last night. / morning. You got in kind of late."
Yeah.
Yep, okay. And Cat
Right.
just starts walking towards
Care for these
Yeah.
two,
the place.
and then somebody's got to bring Nosh.
Oh, yep, hang on. Bring Nosh in with us. We're just gonna
Okay.
have to like carry around Nosh with us now.
We should get a cart.
I was gonna say we could make like a papoose.
Yeah, can we?
Nosh on my back.
Like, she's small, or he's small, right? So
It's like a baby Bjorn.
He's
but-
like half the size of the cat. Yeah.
And at this point, he's basically an object.
I would
Eminently portable.
never refer to Nosh as an object. That's highly offensive.
He has technically been objectified by the most literal sense of the word.
Does Harlow is still young? Does Harlow have object permanence?
I hope so.
I forget which house we stayed in.
I was down here at the bottom here.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Who's Toad's
We're going
house?
into the
Oh.
house.
The one that got killed by Head.
Move Nosh for you.
Oh,
Did I
fucking
shut the door?
sounds.
Thanks for.
You sure did.
Damn it.
The other, the mice all disperse in their own fashion, but that's neither here nor there for you all, as you are comfortably in the safety of this small space again. I don't remind me. Did Harlow? Did you bring that? Did you leave that cloak that you found here, or did you bring the pin? I don't remember what you had.
I would have. I gave we gave the pin for sure to
Yeah.
Cat. I don't remember if we brought the cloak or not.
Okay,
But
well,
thought you
I,
did.
either Catriona has the cloak or it's here in this space and she can
Can you
take it
move
if she
Moth
wants.
on me so I can move.
Oh, am I standing
Yeah.
here?
So, Harlow, do you want me to tell you a little more about that mask that you so kindly snatched?
No, I'm good.
You don't want it identified?
No, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
gonna sleep with it on.
That's a little terrifying. Cat really doesn't want to sleep in here. It's really small and cramped, but she'll go in and set Nosh down in amongst this bedroom.
Just put them on a shelf. Be fine.
That's fair.
I'm really just
But-
I'm not a rag doll to throw around. Come
No,
on.
Sorry,
you're
we-
like a solid piece
We
of
can't
wood.
hear you right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, so just place me at the front of the door and leave me there. It's
I
fine.
set you in the room with the beds. I just didn't put you on
Just-
the bed.
did you
'cause I
put me in
Is
the
there
middle
like
of the
a
floor next to
stack
Harlow?
of
No, you're like
papers we can
against
set
the
Nosh
wall.
on?
Mhm.
You're like between the two beds.
I don't even
like
know what
against the
position
wall.
I ended in, like frozen in, because I was down here trying to get.
I hope
yeah,
it's epic. Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I mean, sort of like stooped over.
So Nosh is petrified,
this gem.
kind of looking like they're taking a shit. That's what I'm hearing.
exactly.
Harlow will tuck Nosh in because
Aw.
she doesn't like the way people are objectifying Nosh.
I said multiple times now. I laid Nosh down to like rest in the area with the beds. I'm not actually being a shit to Nosh right now.
So periodically, I'm gonna.
Hey, Cat. I think you should remember that you were just a statue once too.
And you were multiple dead bodies. What's your point?
How do you know that?
I know where your kind
That's meta.
comes from.
That's meta.
Kat's heard of your kind before. She lives in a fucking graveyard.
And we hear Nosh actually say very loud and clear, "Stop arguing. It's time for sleep." That's a minor illusion.
Love it.
Triggering. No. Kat does not want to sleep in the cramped room, but she'll tell Quinn he can have the bed.
I don't need a bed. I need a pot with some soil.
Fucking tree. Okay.
No, I'm good.
I will lay the Ewing's cloak over Nosh as like a blanket before I go
okay.
outside.
It's
And
like a
Kat's
weighted
gonna-
blanket, right?
It
Yeah,
is.
very much so is.
Very good for de-stressing. And I'm gonna go post up like on the outside of the house.
Okay, it might not let you move through those walls,
That's
so
fine.
I'll just post you. Okay.
Before going to sleep, I'm going to do a study action on the chronology book.
Okay, go ahead and roll Arcana.
Gotta make sure I'm doing it as Quinn.
As Quinn, as
And then
Quinn.
roll.
I rolled Moss
No, I
and you,
rolled
so
both.
glad
you
you,
get Quinn's
glad you got
20.
him So you spend some time studying it. You solidify this spell that you had kind of worked on last time, Sapping Sting. You will now have full access to this spell. And you start to work on deciphering a second spell, and you've made some progress toward it. It will be easier to learn it the next time you study.
Excellent. So, Sapping
I'll
Sting.
add that.
Okay. So it's an always prepared cantrip, or is it one that?
Yep, always prepared.
Okay, nice.
So Quin studying his book, settling in. Catriona keeping watch. Nauseous, petrified little guy. What about Harlow?
Silent crying with her mask.
Silent crying with her mask. Really being this empath.
Seeing if I can attune to it.
And yeah, you certainly would be able to during that time. I'll send you some information on what this mask is.
I have a question for Harlow.
Yes. Oh.
Does she wear the mask over her previous one, or does she take off her previous mask?
Take off the previous mask.
Daggers.
Okay.
Nosh.
The little girl is growing up.
She's becoming her own girl. Nosh, the events of the last several hours are nothing to you because you are, well, dead? No, maybe.
Stiff.
A state of non-being or just suspended animation, but suddenly that changes and you feel and hear the sound of water. And as your senses seemingly conjuring this space around you, or this space around you conjuring your senses, you feel yourself wading through knee-deep water, and light appears, washing you and the space around you in gray light, and is water as far as you can see, flats. Each step you take in each direction, you are still up to your knee. It never deepens, never grows shallower. It is just an endless stretch. Nosh, what do you do?
Most likely pivot, forward in a circle, looking at the whole area, and then just probably pick a direction and start walking.
It's just splosh, splosh, trudging for what feels like hours. There is a blank sky above you, just darkness, no stars, no moon. There's no breeze, no sound except the sound of your feet lifting from the water and slapping back into it. And this monotonous drudgery continues and continues until finally in the distance you see something. Something rising above the water, but it's too far away to tell what.
Can I start getting closer to it?
Take another step, followed by another. Each one feels more difficult than the last, but as you draw close, you see it crystallizing in your view. A long banquet-style table stretches in front of you.
Oh, not this table again.
30, 40, 50 feet long. There is a chair at the end closest to you, and a chair at the other. The table is empty. No dish, no fork, no placemats, just bare slab of untreated, unpolished wood. What do you do, Nosh?
I recognize this table, don't I?
Well, certainly.
It's the
The
table
location
from-
has changed, but the table's the
Yeah.
same.
The table's the same. I'm going to slowly walk around it, just examining and recognizing the fact that this is the same table I've seen previously.
And it feels solid. You know, you knock, your hand doesn't pass through. It's still like you submerged in 1.5 feet of water. But it's there. It's
I'll
real as
probably-
anything.
After I make like a circle around it, knock on it, I'll pull one of the chairs out and sit down and look at the other end of the table. Like I'll sit at one end, looking down towards the other end.
Expectantly, waiting. Seconds tick by. And there is no figure that appears at the chair, but you suddenly feel a tap of fingers on both of your shoulders as hands from behind grasp at you, and a voice cool and calm and clear in your ear. Nosh, are you ready to wake up? And that is where we will end our session.
Lovely.
Lovely indeed. Well, thanks for playing, everybody. Hope you had a good time.
Thanks.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Somehow we didn't TPK.
Right to the
By a
break.
miracle.
Somehow.
Oh, close.
So close.
I mean, it was just a matter of managing the lights. You got close a couple times at 10, but, you know, not too bad.
How many total lights would there
It
have
was
been?
12. It was 12.
Mm. You were super close with the 10.
Yep.
Wow. Good
Love that.
job, everybody.
That's exciting.
All right. Bye,
Yeah.
stream.
Bye, stream.
Thanks for
Nice
joining us.
stream. We'll see you next.